Hey, welcome back to Blanchy Talks Watches. Today we're going to be doing the full review of the Tudor Black Bay 58. This model is on loan from the guys over at republicoftime.ie, so huge thank you for loaning this to me. And this is actually a personal piece of one of the directors over there, so massive thank you for letting me borrow this. This is the 79030B model, which was purchased in 2020 originally. So I've done an unboxing video already on this, so if you want to go and check that out, you can see it in my videos and see my first thoughts. But it's no surprise they're all good, because this is an absolute icon. So Tudor is definitely in the luxury brand segment. As most people will know, it is a sister brand to Rolex, so you can expect the quality to be way up there in terms of the fit and finish. The iconic styling on this stands out in its own right and has been copied by many other brands, but this is the real deal. Obviously you've got a lovely blue dial. The bezel insert is aluminium, it's anodised aluminium, that lovely deep blue. It's a 60 click, so it means there is one click for every minute, which is pretty unusual these days. Normally bezels would have 120 click. The bezel action is lovely, there's no backlash at all in it. Very definite click, nice sounding click. It's different than, again, most of my watches, which are 120 click, or all of them in fact. I don't think I have any that are 60 click. I don't really see the point in 120 click either. It just means you have more chances of it not being aligned, because you're not timing half seconds, really, are you? And if you are, you're going to be using a chronograph function rather than your rotating bezel. But yeah, the most important thing is it lines up perfectly. That could be a big issue if you are dealing with a 60 click bezel. At least with the 120, there's kind of two chances to get it right, especially if there's a bit of play in the bezel. It's not the case here, there's no play and it is set perfectly. So the case is 39mm, and the thickness then, I'll just double check it here gently, is 11.85, so nearly 12mm. The case is steel with a polished side profile and a satin finish on top. God, I know there's fingerprints on the side of this, and I will get crucified in the comments, but the only gloves I have are either leather or latex, and I just don't want to look like a serial killer. The movement in this is the manufacturer Calibre MT5402, which is COSC. It's got a bidirectional rotor system, which is quite nice, so you never need to worry, it's always going to be aligned pretty easy. The power reserve on this then is massive. I was pretty surprised to find out the reserve on this, and I did notice it myself when it was in the box and left it closed for quite some time and opened it up a couple of days later and it was still ticking away perfectly in time. I was very surprised. So the power reserve with this movement is approximately 70 hours. That's pretty damn good. The winding crown then has the Tudor rose. Get a close up of that there if I can. Lovely detail on that. It's stands out quite nicely. There's a nice angle of it there. As you can see on the dial, well, let me just move the hand so you can actually see it. It is 200 meters of water resistance, or 660 feet. So the dial itself is actually domed. It's hard to, I don't think I'll be able to catch it on camera, but the crystal is a domed sapphire. You can kind of see it there with the lines, but the dial itself is actually domed with applied indices. Very, very nice. The finishing on this watch is just superb as well. Like, you can see there's absolutely no flaws at all. Everything's spaced perfectly, printed perfectly. And I mean, if it wasn't for the couple of very minor scratches in the case, this could be a brand new watch. So the bracelet, it's quite interesting. It's a riveted stainless steel. Again, it's got the polished and satin finish. And the clasp is a folding clasp with a safety catch. Quite a nice clasp. It feels very solid. Engraved on the inside, nothing too flashy. What I really like about it is the divot here combined with the safety clasp makes the Tudor shield, which I think is a lovely touch. It's not flashy at all, but it's got that nice element of branding on it. As for how this wears, being 39mm and my wrist is 7¼ inches, I'd consider this slightly small usually, but I find this one does have a very nice wrist presence. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because, I mean, the weight of being an icon, if that makes sense. It stands out more to me than another 39mm watch does. I know that sounds funny, but yeah, look, it's a nice size. Personally, again, slightly small. Most people would think this would be the perfect size. See people trending towards smaller watches as well a lot recently. I've noticed a lot of people going down to 36 even. So 39 should kind of fit in most people's bracket. I think 40mm is the cut-off point for some people, but yeah, look, it is a nice size. I'd love to try one in a 42mm, but yeah, look, 39, absolutely not a bad size at all. Nice side profile on it. I like the way the lugs taper down and kind of hug my wrist. That's actually one thing there I didn't get the lug to lug. We'll see what that is, because I know that is a major factor for some people when they're buying watches. So we'll get it here now. So the actual lug to lug is 47, nearly 48, but as you can see, the lugs protrude past the bracelet. So I'll go for the bracelet as well. So that was 47.7. and it's 46.8, so there's a millimetre less if you account for that difference, and that does help it hug the wrist a bit better, that it doesn't extend all the way out. When you're wearing it, obviously that isn't noticeable, but it does help it hug. You can kind of see it there at that angle, just the way it comes down a bit more. Yeah, it wears very comfortably. You forget you're wearing it. There's a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It certainly doesn't feel light and cheap. Minimal noise. I mean, when almost any bracelet, you're going to get a little bit of noise, but absolutely nothing unless you're trying to make noise. In normal usage, you're not going to find that. So the pricing on this, it's currently still available from Tudor themselves. The pricing on their website is €3,640. Now, I'm not sure what the exchange rate is at the minute, but I think in dollars is probably getting close to $4,000. But again, it could be exactly the same euro and dollar, because the dollar is pretty strong against the euro, at least at the time of filming it is. Okay, so we will have a look at the Lume on this now and see what it's like. I'll try just turn off my ring light here and see does it show up, and if not, I'll charge it with my UV torch. We'll get a better look at it. Well, I think it should glow. Yeah, that's there's no need to charge it there. That's beautiful. So as you'd expect of a watch of this calibre, the Lume's great. It's done really well. You can really tell, like, not only is it bright, it's really, really well applied. Obviously it's going to last all night with having a reaction like that straight away. Yeah, it's a brilliant one for legibility at night. You can clearly see the hour hand, the minute hand, the indices, the 12, even the second hand is clearly visible, taken away there. I mean, you can see how bright the Lume is. You can see the second hand going by, not just the Lume on the second hand. You can see the actual second hand itself cutting through the indices. Just for fun, I'll give it a quick blast of the UV torch and you'll see it really shine. This hasn't been out in the daylight for the past few days anyway, so it's only been charged while I've been recording this. So yeah, look at that. That's insane now. So that'd be what it'd be like if you were out in the sun and you walked into a dark room. You can see the whole case is lighting up. The Lume is really good in this. It's not too in your face either, but obviously you're going to be able to tell the time on this all through the night. And yeah, look, it's a dive watch, so it needs to have good lume. That's one thing that really bothers me. If a diver doesn't have good lume, and not just bright lume, it needs to last. And I think that's nearly more important than just having bright flashy lume that's gone. You need to have bright lume that actually lasts. Okay, we'll throw the light back on and have another quick look. Overall impressions, very, very nice. I can see why this is a grail watch for so many people, and I don't think you'll have any issues if you do get it. It's a gorgeous piece. I think it'll fit into any collection. It's got that lovely classic styling that, while yes it is a diver, it's a dress diver. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. So the silicone strap in the unboxing video, to be honest, I'd even wear this on a NATO, or even a navy leather strap. I think would be quite nice. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please do like, comment and subscribe to see some more great content. And finally, just want to say a huge thank you to the guys over at republicoftime.ie again for loaning me this beautiful watch. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.